Hello and welcome back to Cities Skylines! Ladies and gentlemen, today is part 1 of Cities Skylines Vanilla Sprinkles, our slightly modded Let's Play. If this is your first time watching Cities Skylines on my channel, I should stress that you will need to watch the Vanilla Let's Play, the series that preceded this one, if you want to see this city getting built. This, of course, is the grand city of Vanilla. And today, well, we have some work to do. And that work relates to Franklin Heights. Now, Franklin Heights is this industrial area you can see right here on screen. It is an industrial area surrounded by office buildings and shops, and it's kind of in a bit of an urban area, and I don't really think it works. So what I would like to do is go ahead and pull these buildings out of here, the fusion power plant and the hadron collider, as well as the incineration plants over here and the crematoriums over here. I'd like to pull all of those out and put them elsewhere. And I'm thinking putting them over here might be a better idea, because that way they are properly out of the city and they would look cool along the highway. I'm either going to put them here, or I'm just going to put them on this bit of highway here, surrounding the train lines in this area, because I think that would kind of make a bit more sense as well. So it's going to be a tricky thing to sort of work out, but before we get to that, there is one more order of business that I would like to mention, and that is with regards to the mods that we're using in this series. I forgot to mention that we are using around 10, I think it's maybe 12-ish mods, 10 to 12 to something around that number. And that includes things like Traffic President up here, things like Road Anarchy, which I'm not going to use that much. We have Prop and Tree Anarchy, which I'm also going to not use that much. We have Move It, which I used to move these train lines a little bit closer together. I also used it to slightly lower these bits of road over here and make them a little smoother. And we have a couple of other quality of life mods as well. Obviously, we also have the 81 Tiles mod, which I currently have 80 tiles. There we go. That's that fixed. And again, there's a few others that you can go and check out. They will be linked in the description. There is a Steam Workshop collection containing everything I'm using for Vanilla Sprinkles. Another mod I'm using, I think, is if I hit Shift-Control-P, that will hide the needs and wants of my people. So if we do that again, it brings them back up. As we can see, there's an abandoned building in there. There's one over there, and they have some issues. But again, I can just hide those, and there are no problems. So, let's get to it, I suppose. I think I will put the industrial zone in here surrounding these train lines. I think that's going to be a much better spot for it. So let's start planning it. Let's figure out what we can do. Let's make something that's kind of interesting here. And I think what I'd actually really like to do is I'm going to start by using the Move It mod. And I'm going to go ahead and move the... Actually, can I... Hold on. You can totally... You can shift-click to select multiple nodes here. And if I do that, what I can do is select all of the nodes along there. And I can potentially lower this entire stretch of road, which is kind of what I want to do. So if I start doing... Hold on, let me pause while I do this. If I just start doing this, you can notice these roads are sinking, which is exactly what I want them to do. So that whole section of road is going to go lower and lower and lower and lower and lower, just like so. And immediately we now have this sunken section of road, which is good, because what I'm thinking I'm going to do is bring the roads from over here. I'm going to bring a road straight through to this industrial zone. So let me just continue to lower it even further, because I do think it needs to go a bit further. We'll lower it to, say, there. It's a little bit steep there, I think, but I'll make that work. What I'll do is if I just deselect for a second, and we'll go ahead and... How do I not select things? Hold on, can I do this? There we go. So that's how you sort of deselect. Select these two. And not that. Select these two as well. I don't want to select the section of road. I just want to select that and then raise those bits up a little bit. And what we should have is a slightly less steep slope, which means that it'll look that little bit better. Now it's a little bumpy, but it's less steep than it was, and that's kind of what I'm going for. So with that, let's see if we can bring a road through here. I don't know that we can. I'm not really certain, but I'm curious to try. So if I do that... Oh, we totally can. Look at that. Look at that. It's perfect. So that just goes across super nicely. Oh, I love this mod. I absolutely love this mod. It's so good. I guess the real question is going to be, can I bring this avenue over here across? Because if I can... We're going to need a fairly big road for all of this stuff. I don't think I can. Can I turn that into an avenue? I don't think I can. But I reckon I could maybe bring an avenue across there. Yeah, I totally can. Look at that. There we go. So that's going to be the road that leads into the industrial zone, I suppose. Which I guess I'm okay with. It is... It's not necessarily in the best spot, but I think it'll be alright. This road here is probably going to get very busy, which actually kind of has me tempted to maybe try and upgrade it. Let's delete this crematorium. And let's see if I can upgrade that road to be an avenue. Yes, I can. So that way, traffic can sort of still flow around there and should be okay. So, let's design an industrial zone, I guess. Now, traffic is on the right-hand side of this road. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build this mostly on a one-way system so that traffic can flow around really easily. So we'll go about 15 that way, we'll go 10 that way, we'll go 10 that way, and over like that. And that can connect straight back down. So that fills that area out super nicely, which I'm really happy about. What I'd like to do as well is do a two-way bit of road there, and like that and that. So traffic can sort of go about multiple ways there, which is alright. A two-way bit of road up to there as well might be a good idea. And then, do I want to cross the train line? I feel like I kind of do. I feel like I absolutely do. But is that going to be easy? I really don't know. It would be if I had that road connection a little bit further down, but I'm not going to bother changing that. We could go like this, which is going to cause issues with traffic because it has the level crossing to deal with, but I don't think I'm too worried about that. So what we'll do is go to about there. And we'll go to about there. And I really like that. It's simple. I know it's nothing complicated, but I think that's maybe why I like it. It's just a simple little section of road for the traffic to hang about in. So we'll do this and go to about there, and we'll do this and go to about there. Yeah, that should totally be fine. That should totally be fine. Okay. We need a dedicated area for the fusion power plant. That's for sure. So what I'm going to do for it is I would like to do... Let's see. I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm just going to go up to here with this particular bit of avenue and then go 10 that way and 10 that way. Then 10 that way with a two-way road, which I'm going to turn into a road like that. Then can I get the fusion power plant to sit nice and central there? Yes, I can. Perfect. All right. Let's bring you over to there and done like that, and there we go. So the fusion power plant can live in that space. As for the Hadron Collider, it could live in there, actually, which I'm not necessarily convinced is where I want it to live. It could live back there as well. That's always an option. Or I could sort of put it over here, which is also an option, which I think I'll do. I think we'll delete you. I'll go and grab the Hadron Collider, which I already have, and just chuck it there. And that seems alright. That seems alright. Let's just put a little road around it so it's nicely outlined as well. To about there and there. And I like it. I do. It's simple, but it does what I want it to do. Let's do a little one-way road up to there as well. That's actually a two-way road. That is that's gonna have to do, I suppose. It looks interesting. It's a bit different. I do think maybe getting some more industrial zoning out this way might be an idea. Just to change things up a little bit. We'll go to there. And we'll go like that and like that. And I like it. Let's get some zoning in there. Let's do it. We haven't zoned a single thing. We'll just zone all of this. It's all just going to be industry, because that's all it really needs to be. So just industry the whole way around here. Just like that. And that means that anyone that wants a low education job can have one. And anyone that wants a... It's also a much bigger industrial zone than we had here, which is exactly what I want as well. So what I'm going to do is just go into here, and I'm going to dezone everything. Everything in that space is going to be dezoned. And I realize we also need to go ahead and move all of the incineration plants. Now, these I am going to, I think, put along this bit of road here. Or at least some of them can go along this bit of road out here. We'll put like 4 of them on that stretch. And then we'll put 4 of them in other places too. So that they're not grouped together too much, so that all of the garbage trucks don't start going crazy and backing up all of the traffic. So we'll move those to there. And I guess I can put some other ones over in... Well, that space could work. We could put some here as well, actually, because that'll sort of make the terrain a little bit more sharp, I guess. So... We'll move you to there. It might, I mean, it is probably going to cause some degree of pollution, although we have an Eden project in the city, so it's not too much of a big deal, but people aren't going to be too happy about the incineration plants being right there. But it does help the terrain look a little bit better, which is kind of what I want. So those can live in that spot, those can live in that spot. And do I have any more of them? I do. I have 1 more. Can that one fit in there? No, it can't. I guess this one can go... I mean, there could work. I guess we'll just chuck it there. That's fine. So there's 5 of them there, there's 3 of them there, and that'll be all right. I am just going to go ahead and bulldoze these crematoriums, because there's way too many of them for me to move. So we'll just bulldoze every single one. And they can go... I mean, really, they should just go around the city, rather than being in one location. But we have good death care across the entire city. I think it is just a case of building up numbers. So for that reason, I am just going to put a crematorium. I could put one under there, right? Sort of. I'm gonna use Anarchy to put one under there. Then I'm gonna use Move It to move that pillar so that it sort of just works. So that pillar can sort of live there. And there we go. So we have a little crematorium there. I think I'd like a little crematorium just... Oh, we could put a few of them out here. I suppose. Because we do sort of have smaller spaces there. So that should be fine. That should be totally fine. Now all we need is water. And we are G to G. Let's head to there. Let's head to there. And then just go back and forth. Like so. And those guys now all have water. Alright, I'm excited to see this area develop. I'm also excited to see this area get gradually abandoned. It might also be a good idea to add another bus terminal. What do you call it? Depot? Out here. Couldn't remember the word depot. That's always a good sign. I think we'll put a little bus depot just sort of at the end there, maybe? Or in there, actually. It ever so slightly overlaps with the highway, but I think that's okay. I guess I could move it down a couple. I can move it to like there. Which I like. I think that's fine. Let's just fix the zoning in there. And we're good. Alright. This is perfect. Now the other cool thing you can do with the Move It mod, by the way, is I can actually select a building and I could move it if I wanted to. I'm not going to because I'm fine with where the buildings are, but it is such a good mod. It really, really is. I also realized I need these guys to very quickly go ahead and start building so the rest of my city can have electricity. Because right now, the only area that has electricity is sort of over here. Maybe I should add a park. Maybe a park would be a good idea. Which, I mean, I could add there, but it doesn't really make sense. Like, this area is just sort of supposed to be industry. So I guess, can I bridge this gap? I mean, that gap would be bridged if they built out here. Which I really want them to do. Come on, guys. I'm losing some money here. Why am I losing some money here? Is it because everything is not powered? I'm assuming it's because everything's not powered. Let's maybe do this. We'll turn anarchy off so it doesn't start going mental. We'll do that, we'll do that, we'll do that. And we'll do that. So that should solve my money problems, right? Once everybody has money. Oh yeah. No, there we go. That's getting there. I was slightly worried that I had considerably messed everything up, but I think we'll be all right once everyone starts doing their thing again. Now these guys over here don't currently have power, but they'll manage. This will gradually build up, and it's gradually going to pollute as well, but I think it looks better having these train lines surrounded by industry, and I think it's going to be better to have this area freed up for other things. Also going to move the taxis there, going to move all of this stuff as well, and the pathways can be moved in a little bit. So the taxi depots can go back out here. I just sort of want them to be in their own space. So a taxi depot could actually go there. I don't think that's a terrible spot for it. And I would like another taxi depot to go there, I guess. And another one could go sort of in there, I guess. That seems fine to me. All right. So we have 3 taxi depots. This area has a bus depot that needs to go. It has some parks which can stay. These pathways around here can be got rid of completely. Because I'm going to use anarchy to put a nice pathway across there like that, so it actually connects properly. This area is probably fine as is, and this whole area looks to be freed up for some pretty good zoning, which has me very excited. Let's just bulldoze that path and bulldoze that path, and that tree. And yeah, the area is pretty much freed up for some zoning, so let's do it. Let's see what we can put in here. I'm thinking that, actually, maybe a big residential zone would be good. We haven't really added to the population of vanilla in a while, so a big old residential zone could be kind of nice to get in here, which I think I totally will do. What I'd like to do first, though, is just go ahead and get this this district sorted, so that the industrial buildings are going to build in a style that I would prefer, which is going to be a bit of a vanilla style, I think. Not the European style, because the European style is for the inner city. It's for the good old older districts. Really saying good old there meant that the word old was used way too many times in that series of sentences. Also, series of sentences is a nice fun bit of alliteration. There you go. That's whatever that was. I was gonna try and be clever there and make a joke about doing like English homework or something or whatever, but it's not happening. It's not happening. So there you go. Enjoy that. So Elk Square is maybe not the name we're going to go for here. Elk Industrial, on the other hand, that's a name I could get behind. That is totally a name I could get behind. What I will say is that with this series, I think I will start taking name suggestions, perhaps, for districts. I'm not going to be renaming old districts, except for Franklin Heights, which I will let you guys rename. Because Franklin Heights doesn't make sense because it's not high, and there's Franklin Hills over here, and it's not an industrial zone anymore. So, there you go. But yeah, I'll start taking name suggestions for districts in the comments. I should stress, though, that I won't be renaming districts every episode, because I'll be recording a couple of episodes in one go sometimes, and, you know, not every episode's going to give me an opportunity to go and look at the comments. So just keep that in mind. But for the time being, I think I'll just name this Elk Industrial. Elk. E-L-K-I-N-D-U-S-T-R-I Industrial. There we go. So Elk Industrial is a thing. I am going to go to policies. I'm going to go to city planning. I'm going to do industrial space planning. I will encourage biking, because why not? And we're going to set it to be the vanilla style rather than the other one, which may cause some problems. But I'm not too worried about it, because Elk Industrial should end up looking kind of beautiful. Let me just... Yeah, all of this area is fine. They are having issues with not enough goods here and there. Not enough goods to sell, but that should be fixed once the industrial area gets up and running properly. A lot of traffic trying to get in here. It's actually a lot of buses coming out of there, which is curious. Very, very curious. Why on earth have we got so many buses wanting to spawn there? Although, now that I think about it, I've just realized it might be a good idea to do this. And sort of just increase the amount of zoning we can get in there. Not the amount of zoning, the amount of traffic we can get on those roads. I just think that might be a good idea. It also means I can zone a little bit further back here. But I think getting more traffic on those roads might just be good. It also means that these 2 lanes can merge into those 2 lanes. So traffic should be alright to do its thing. Now, why you guys are actually using both lanes? Huh. That's interesting. You don't often see that. You really don't often see traffic using both lanes. Although it looks... No, the buses aren't really slowing down. Should I turn off traffic lights? I don't know. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one to know if I should turn off traffic lights. I think I could turn them off there and be kind of safe. I also feel like I could go to like lane connector and do all this stuff at the moment, but there's not really much point. What is junction restrictions? Oh, wow. So what is this? So no crossing, I can enable U-turns, I can enable merging. I'm going to enable merging at that junction. And what is that one? No through traffic. I don't know what this is. I don't know what half of these things are. Oh, wow. I know I can do vehicle restrictions. I can say, you know, there's all vehicles or ban all vehicles or like only emergency vehicles, only garbage vehicles, heavy goods, taxis, I guess, buses, and then civilians. So there's a lot of stuff I can do with Traffic President. I'm going to be honest, I haven't really looked at all the stuff I can do with Traffic President in a long time. I've been using it for a while, I just haven't been using it properly. So, yeah, it's a weird one. I would also like this area to build up a little bit. But it is going to take a while because, you know, I've adjusted this area a little bit. I've just filled out all of this space with industrial zoning, so it's going to take a while for this to build up, but once it does, it's going to look amazing. As for you guys, you don't currently have electricity, so what I'll do is do some offices in there and hope that it builds up eventually. I could do some parks. Maybe some parks would be a better idea. I mean, I could do a botanical garden. No, I couldn't. I could do one of these. No, I couldn't. I could do one of those. That would work. What kind of park? That's a large playground, though. It doesn't really make sense for the area. I guess I could do a plaza. I'll do a couple of plazas just to bridge across there and increase the land value. I'll do a little pathway just in there, which is very steep and not going to be used at all, but there you go. Maybe if we bulldoze that, and maybe if I just run that pathway straight through, pedestrians will be inclined to use it. Because they'll just sort of walk over this and then jump down there and they'll be fine. That is ridiculously steep. It's sad as well because there's nothing I can do about it. But whatever. It's no big deal. Let's just get this area zoned and get it all built up. I keep saying zoned when I mean built up. Get this area built up and then we'll be good. Now, while that area is building up, something I'm going to do is come over to the Florence district. And I'm going to try and extend it this way, because I think that could be a pretty good thing to do. I do, of course, need to move the Plaza of the Dead, and I need to move it to there. So we'll just use Anarchy to do that, so it'll actually fit. Then I'll just go ahead and clear out the trees, which I can do much quicker with the tree brush, because that is a mod that I have decided to enable. So we'll clear out all of those trees. Gonna clear out those trees as well, because they do need to go. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this path. And then this road. So there we go. Now that seems to have messed with the bus a little. Oh, bother. Can I just get rid of that bus stop, please? There we go. Alright, so that way that bus can sort of flow about, no problem. But what I want to do is... For one, I actually think I'm going to go ahead and see if I can disable the zoning here. I've just realized that's a mod I have as well. Oh, hello. No. What if I do this? Oh, that works. So I don't have the mod... Oh, I'm just trying... I'm figuring out what mods I have myself, because I don't quite... I'm basing my mod knowledge on Emerald County, So I'm trying to figure out what mods I have. There's a mod that lets you sort of like shift and click on a road to say, hey, I want to, you know, update this road or whatever. I apparently don't have that one, which is great. So let me just disable zoning on this road I'm placing here, because I want this to sort of go behind those houses and sort of down this way to about there. And then I want it to continue curving to about there. And then continue sort of curving over that way. Now this road is going to be super, super busy, and what I might have to do is run a road from like here up to there to sort of meet it. Which might actually be a good idea. I realize I have prop and tree anarchy on, so this entire road has trees in it, which I can go ahead and fix like so. Oh, I need to get used to playing on this map with mods. It's really strange. It's really strange. But there we go, that's that updated. So make sure prop and tree anarchy is off there. I think I will make that roundabout idea. My question though is, I used highways to make that roundabout. So what I'll do is come in here and go, we'll make a big roundabout. That's a little big though. We'll make it a slightly smaller roundabout. So we'll go to there. We'll go to there. Not like that. We'll go to there and there. There and there. There and there. All right, and then just turn it into a highway, which is, I think, a little smaller than that one, but it's no big deal. Then if we just go ahead and run a bit of avenue off of that point for about 10 units. Now that's very steep. That is a very, very steep hill. Which is kind of making me think that I should either weave the road up it in a similar way to what I did over here, or do a tunnel. I think I'm going to weave it. I think weaving it's probably for the best. So go to like that point. And then how on earth did I weave it? I actually don't remember at all. Can I just do like 10 and 10 and yeah, this will sort of work. Okay, so then 10. Then curve it like that, I guess. I've actually completely forgotten how I managed to weave the other one. I guess that's kind of working. So go to there. Go like that. And like that. And go to there. And now I can't really weave it. Oh, this is going to be a tricky one. We'll go like that. Then we'll go sort of like that. And that should be fine. All right, so that can just go straight on, can't it? That can just go like this. And straight over there. It is going to pretty much intersect with that road. Which is maybe not the best thing. But I reckon it'll be okay. I'm going to turn that into a road with no grass along it. Because I don't really think it needs it. Until it gets to, like, that point. That looks okay. Once I get some trees along it, it'll look better. But it looks okay for the time being. So that'll do. I'll keep that junction there just in case traffic decides to... if traffic backs up, then I'll get rid of it. But if it doesn't back up, then I'll keep it. So let's see. Let's just build up this area. Let's go a little bit further with this road. Just here. So we'll go like there and there. And then just curve it to there. And then we'll bring all of the suburban roads off of this. And then we'll zone it. Then what we'll need to do is just wait for it all to build up. Now this area is slowly building up, but it's still going to take a while. I also think this area really should have an industrial... not an industrial. It is an industrial zone. What am I saying? This area really should have a highway connection of its own. And then if I add an old town policy, traffic won't go through... you know, they'll not come off the highway through here. They'll just go into the city normally. I think that could be a really good idea. I also think it might be a really good idea to get a proper fire station. So let me just add a smaller fire station to like there. That seems like a pretty good spot for one. So a fire station there should help this entire area, which currently has a lot of traffic flowing through it, but I reckon it'll manage. Anyway, let's, I guess, go ahead and start getting the roads along here. This road, by the way, is actually getting used a little bit, which is kind of cool. Okie dokie, so this area has been expanded. Obviously, gonna have to wait for all of the zoning to be done, which is gonna take some time, but fear not, I'm not gonna make you sit and watch all of that. What I am gonna do, though, is to wrap things up for today, I'm gonna go ahead and just add in some trees. So the mix of trees we have here seem to be these trees here and the big oak trees. So if I get myself a nice sort of decent-sized brush there, lower the strength a bit, though, and just sort of click around, I can very lightly place some trees in here, just around the edges so that they're not completely covering up all the houses, or so the houses don't completely cover those up when they start spawning. But if I just get some trees around the edges like so, we can make this look like it is, you know, it's nicely, it's got a nice natural barrier around it for all sorts of sounds and whatever might try to come through said natural barrier. I don't know why you'd have a nice natural barrier here. I just think it looks nice. We'll get some nice oak trees in there as well. And just sort of very, very loosely and very lightly just grace your canvas with some I'm not Bob Ross. That's not my job. My job's to play video games and play them badly, apparently. Let's get a few more trees in there, and we'll mix it up with a few smaller trees just as well. There we go. So this area is, you know, these trees are going to be going away eventually, but for the time being, I think that looks all right. I absolutely think that looks all right. I would like to make my brush a bit smaller, though, and just come along here with some small trees along the train line, and just there as well. A bit like that. And I would actually like to show you, I made a small change to the train line down here, so it looks a bit more like an actual tunnel. One thing I would like to do, though, is I want to use these rocks. Possibly these ones, actually. If I use Anarchy, I can use big rocks to make it look like this tunnel is, you know, a bit more than what it currently is. It is just it's going to be a nice big stone tunnel. And it's going to look awesome. So let's do that kind of thing. Let's do that kind of thing, and let's see if I can get this to sort of taper off a little bit. Now those are way too big. Those are way too big. That's obviously way too big. That's a bit much as well. I just want to see if I can get a way to have this thing taper off a bit. But it doesn't really look like that is going to be a thing I can do. So what I guess I'll do is, well, what I guess I could do, I'm very curious to see if this would work. If I put that rock there, right? And then I use the move it tool to lower it. Is that a thing I can do? No. Oh, that's a shame. I was really hoping I could lower it, because then I could have lowered that sort of into the hill a little bit. But all I can seem to do is rotate it. I can't actually seem to do anything else with it. So that's a shame, but that was some wishful thinking, is what that was. That was just some wishful thinking. Don't worry about it. We're just going to go ahead and for some reason, oh, I need to use prop and tree anarchy, don't I, to place these all together. So we'll do this. We'll just get a bunch of rocks around here to line this tunnel and just make it look a little bit more interesting, because it is an interesting tunnel up in the cliff. So we'll just get a few around there like that. And we'll just line the whole thing and make it look real pretty. And there we go. I think that looks kind of nice. Nice and simple. A bunch of rocks and a couple of trees and some bushes to make that tunnel look like it's, you know, actually there in the mountain and looking kind of pretty. As for this area up here, it is slowly growing. And what I'm realizing is that area is actually going to need some facilities, because there's no healthcare. There's no police coverage. I mean, police coverage in general in that area is kind of bad. But I think having another small police station up here might be a good idea. So what I'll do is, I actually like the idea of maybe coming into this space with a couple of roads. And if I do sort of that kind of thing there, and connect that to the road, and then do that there. If I just go ahead and dezone that bit, I can get myself a medical clinic just in there. Like, actually, can it go there? It can go there. We'll put the medical clinic there. I want a small fire station just in there opposite, and a small police station can just sort of sit in there behind the fire station. And there we go. We have all the facilities for the area that we're gonna need. That'll hopefully make people nice and happy. Get some trees around the clinic there. Just like so. And we'll get a couple of trees back there as well. And I think that looks alright. I really do. I could put some shops just opposite as well, so that those guys have somewhere to work, if that's a thing that they would be so inclined to do. I'm also thinking that we don't have zoning along here, but we could maybe get away with some zoning in here. So let me just go ahead and get rid of the zoning abilities on that stretch of road, and on that stretch of road, and on that one too. Then just turn it back into that type of road, and we'll put some zones in there. We'll put some houses, and make it look all kind of fancy, get people living against the roads and all that stuff. And there we go. So we'll just go along this one as well. Just like so. And I like it. I like it. It's good. This whole area is going to take a little while to build up. The industrial zoning is slowly filling up as well. There's a lot of vehicles in there. That is mostly going to be down to the industrial space planning, though, because it doubles the amount of goods that are produced by industrial buildings. So, yeah, that is going to be a particularly interesting thing to have enabled for that zone. So it might very well be a good idea, before we wrap things up, to go ahead and add a connection to the highway. So I think my method for doing that is actually going to be a fairly straightforward one. So what I'd like to do is do a straight bit of highway just there. I'm actually not going to use highway yet. I'm going to use this bit of road. And I'm going to go like that. Then I'm going to use one like that. Then I'd like this to sort of link together as best it can anyway. So that's going to go to about there, I think. So like that, and then go to about there. So that should be fine. Then these just link together kind of normally. So that would go to somewhere like, oh, is that even going to work? Hold on. That actually does work. They connect together really nicely, sort of. Anyway, the point I'm making is that what I'm thinking I could do is go from there to there using anarchy. And this is something I saw on the, I think it was the City Skylines subreddit. It was sort of a really good way to do lowered roads using the Move It mod, was to do that kind of thing where you overlap the roads. Then if I go to there and go to there, what I can do is I can select those two sections of road and I can just straight up lower them, which is apparently not working. So maybe I don't want to select the sections. Maybe I want to select the node in the middle. And then you just sort of do that. And it works. It just gives you this lowered section of road. Now, obviously, that's very steep at the moment, which isn't really what we're going for. But if I lower these bits as well, kind of gradually, you do have a sunken sort of way through there, which is what I want. I want the traffic to sort of go under the highway. So we'll just sort of sink that all down, sink that down as well. It's not quite even, but that's not really much of a big deal. Just sort of do that kind of thing. Then if I bulldoze those bits of road, now, I don't think that's going to be low enough to actually give me the kind of sunken effect that I want. So we'll just lower it further like that. And now I should be able to just go straight across there and get a bridge. No. Hold on, what if I turn off anarchy? No, still apparently not low enough, which is a shame. So it is going to have to go lower, which I can totally do. Select all of those and go even lower, like that. And that's going to be low enough. There we go. So that's fine. And that's going to go to there and to there. Then connect straight through to that point and to that point. And that's what I want. And what I can even go ahead and do is, if I just raise this back up, it doesn't look as drastic as it did, which is kind of what I want. So there we go. Absolutely perfect. Nice sunken section there. I can actually make this a bit smoother if I want to, which I absolutely would like to do. So those are going to be much more level. Bring that one up to sort of be level as well. So like that and like that. Then if I select these two bits as well, I can sort of raise those up to be a bit smoother. Like that. And I think I can also drag those, can't I? Yeah, I totally can. So those are going to sort of be that. And if I turn off move it and I just go ahead and delete the bits of road that I don't need anymore, I can make this highway absolutely perfect. Do I have the... Hold on a minute. I don't have... Hold on, what? Well, why is this highway working? I'm actually kind of confused here. No, that's not going to let me upgrade without anarchy. So I'm just going to upgrade all of this and see what's going on. So what way is traffic supposed to be flowing? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, that needs fixed. Alright, so this is what we're dealing with at the moment. What I'd like to do is just get a very small brush here for the terrain editing. And I'd like to just do a small change. We're going to go from this height to that height, and we're just going to try and get a nice gentle slope up to there, which seems to have been a bit of a success, which makes me very, very happy. This height to about that height, which is going to be a similar story with another sort of gentle slope up to it, which apparently didn't really work that time, which is annoying. So we'll do that kind of thing just there. This can all be adjusted later on with the Move It mod, obviously. So let's do that kind of thing just there as well. Let's do the same kind of thing here as well, just so we can get these nice slopes going. And just adjust this one as well, so it's a little bit smoother. That's not really much smoother at all, which is slightly annoying. Let's see if we can get to that height from there. Alright, that should totally work anyway. It's not too much of a big deal. So, let's go like... I kind of want it just to go straight like that. And I kind of want it to go like that. Then I want it to go to... Now that one's going to be at a bit of an angle, which is less than ideal. So we'll go straight down like that. We'll go straight to there. Then we'll connect them through. Ooh, this one's going to be a bit tricky. Does that line up properly? That seems fine. It's on a bit of an angle, but it seems fine. Now what I'd like to do with this is turn all of those into angles and all that stuff. What I might need to do first, though, is this kind of thing where it sort of it bends out a little bit rather than just being at such a steep angle. So that's going to be a help for there. That's going to be what we go for on this side, which actually didn't really work perfectly at all, which is all sorts of annoying, but I'll get it. We'll sort of try that, which I can make that work, I think. So do that and that. It's a bit messy, but I can use Move It to make it pretty. I think. Okay, so it's not the neatest, but it'll do the job. It's going to let traffic in and out of this district, and that is exactly what I need it to do. So, let's go ahead and connect it to the district, I guess. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this. Really, I think this stretch of road where the incineration plants are is going to have to be changed a little bit. So, let's connect through like that. And we're going to bulldoze the incineration plants. Just like so. And that whole section of road is going to be turned into an avenue. So that the traffic can flow through there without too much hassle. So now that that's done, we'll just go ahead and we'll zone to about there, I think. And I will just go ahead and get the incineration plants back, I guess. We'll do one. That actually could almost go there. That would look kind of interesting if it did. We'll do one, we'll do two. We'll do 3 and 4. I can almost get another one in there, which I think I'm going to allow. Yeah, the train gets really close to it, but that's fine. That's completely fine. We'll zone up to that point then. And that should be good. Now, what I do need to do, of course, is make sure that I have an old town policy. But that should absolutely let traffic in and out of that zone, which is what I want it to do. Now, what I am going to do is just select that and lower that bit of road. so that the slope into that that underpass is much more gradual. It could be a little bit better, actually, if we do just sort of that. But yeah, that way the slope is a lot more gradual. This bit over here is just a bit of a mess, which I can sort of fix ever so slightly. But it's mostly this bit's being a pain, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Generally, I'm thinking that we should see a lot of industrial traffic come out this way. I'm hoping that we're going to see a lot of industrial traffic come out this way. I'm also realizing that I could totally build my industrial zone up a fair bit more if I want to / need to, but I don't think we need to at the moment. I don't think it's too important to build it up just yet. The good news, though, is that this does, of course, mean that traffic has two ways to go at this point, so hopefully we'll see any traffic leaving the city opt to use this thing, and any traffic that maybe wants to go into the city but, you know, is going way over here is going to be inclined to use this road as well. So the highway might get a little bit busier, but that's actually kind of what we're aiming for. And this underpass, of course, looks kind of cool. So we got that going for us, which I'm very happy about. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to leave it there for today. This has been City Skylines and Vanilla Sprinkles, Part 1. I think I'm also going to just well, no, you know what? The city name is going to stay the same. It's going to just be the City of Vanilla. So there we go. City Skylines, Vanilla Sprinkles, Part 1. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!